Welcome friends to the Spyker C8 Preliator XXV. Just wanted to share this wacky, cool, interesting car with my audience. When I was younger, I absolutely loved Spyker. It was just such a weird, out there brand, and I'm glad to see them making a comeback. However, this is a very limited model. So this new C8 Preliator XXV, which is spelled with the Roman numerals XXV, this is going to be a coupe, which is hand-built. It's going to have an Audi-sourced twin-turbo V8 with 800 horsepower and a true manual gearbox. It's got a handmade aluminum body. The space frame, it's engineered entirely in-house, and a Spyker takes roughly 2,100 hours to build. That's pretty crazy because most Rolls-Royces, the Bugattis, they take around 600 to 700 hours to produce. The other crazy car with a wild interior similar to this would be Pagani, and there's a bunch of different sources on that. Some people claim that a vehicle like the Huayra takes 1,500 hours, and there were some other one-off Pagani, I think, which certain sources claim that takes 6,000 hours. Regardless, 2,100 hours for this Spyker is pretty wild. The steering wheel is stitched with 2 needles at once by one craftsman for over 4 hours. The dashboard in turned aluminum is a nod to the pre-1925 Spykers, and even the screw heads inside the cabin are aligned by hand to face the same direction, a detail no owner will likely notice, which Spyker claims is precisely the point. Each chassis number is stamped by hand in the aluminum space frame so that no two impressions are quite alike. The name of the color that they are showcasing here, it's known as Vivid Metallic Quail Green, and it's got some subtle rose gold flakes in it, but what's not so subtle is the rose gold bright work being used throughout the vehicle. It's that color combination. That's why I loved it. That's why I wanted to make a video about it. And the interior, it features a rich orange brown leather, which the company calls Tucson saddle. And Spyker specifically calls out the use of carbon fiber being the norm in the industry, and for good reason. It's celebrated for its strong, lightweight properties, and that's cool, but this company claims that they deliberately continue to work in aluminum, and that's because aluminum can be shaped, worked, and polished by hand, and they claim that it carries more craftsmanship. And that's true. The aluminum work in this car, it's definitely beautiful to look at. This new C8 Preliator XXV Coupe, it features the 4-liter twin-turbo V8 from Audi, producing 800 horsepower and 1,000 Newton meters of torque. It's got a top speed of over 217 miles per hour, and Spyker themselves claim that their cars were never completely just about the numbers, and they definitely went with a true manual gearbox. There's no paddle shifters or automated substitutes. They kept the digital interfaces to a minimum, and we have a heads-up display as the only screen. Everything else remains deliberately analog, tactile, and underneath, the fuel tank has been moved from the sills to a trapezoidal space behind the seats and ahead of the engine. This is a mid-engine car, although it looks kind of front engine. It has that type of a design, but this is a mid-engine car, and you can press a button and the entire car can open up. Like, we have the doors that go up, the hood, the rear end, very cool. And as the name suggests, the C8 Preliator XXV, it is going to be limited to just 25 hand-built examples. I've heard rumors that this exact car is going to be going for around $1.6 million, which that's cool. I mean, they deserve to charge that. It's definitely like that Pagani level of quality and craftsmanship. That Audi Nuvolari, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but there's like some new Audi supercar, not a replacement for the R8. It's like their own thing, and they're building upon the Lamborghini Temerario, and that's got the same engine, but it's also using the electric motors, and that produces 987 horsepower with the price of around $700,000. That's going to be limited to around 499 units. But fortunately, Spyker claims that this new vehicle, it's not just a celebration of Spyker's past, it is actually the starting point for what comes next. Its debut marks the beginning of a new era for Spyker. They made a new partnership and they have some new investment money coming in. And it's cool. I want to see Spyker come back, not because I have some childhood nostalgia for it, but because, let's be honest, most of these supercars, and I'm talking about the regular supercars that we have today, your McLarens, Lambos, and even your Ferraris, the new ones at least, they've kind of morphed into this digital, bland, generic, almost like a mass-produced vibe to it, you know, like they've all kind of lost their special edge. Like the 2 new Lambos that came out, their interiors are pretty much non-existent. They don't even have an interior, and that's fine, I guess. They're trying to go for like that focused look, but even Ferrari, who was doing some nice leather-trimmed interiors, They still got the leather, but they have more of the digital dash thing going on. No physical controls or buttons. At least it's been severely limited. So I definitely wanted a new brand to come into the market to shake things up. Shockingly, Genesis actually came out with a supercar concept with a proper, beautiful interior. The whole car looked amazing. Honestly, it looked production ready. I think it's these weird brands like Spyker and even freaking Genesis who might actually shake things up and give us truly beautifully well-crafted interiors and cars that once again bring back some character into this space. So yeah, if Spyker could make like a $500,000 car, that would be nice. And definitely with a new design, because they did have the C8 Preliator in the past as well. And Spyker also claims that the next chapter is expected to include a development of the Spyker D8 Peking to Paris SUV, and they also have ambitions to return to endurance GT3 racing. Very cool. I also remember that insane looking SUV. I think it was in some video game, Test Drive Unlimited. I do remember that. So yeah, very cool. Just wanted to share with my audience one of the cars that I personally really like and enjoy. I was just happy to see this car coming back, but comment below, let me know your thoughts. But thanks again for watching. Take care and goodbye.